Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host Jan. I hope you're doing well, mate. I really do hope that. Welcome back to Chelsea News. That's right, the daily series here on Football Therapy where I reflect on what's being said about Chelsea, giving you my opinion on it, mate, viewer, listener, more importantly asking for yours. Welcome to the studio outside Stamford Bridge. Don't worry about its exact location, it's a little bit of a top secret, but very close, very close. Today we're talking about confirmed new sponsorships. Where do we go from here? The financial rebuild has begun for Todd Bowley's Blues. Of course, we've got the fallout, or the positive response from Chelsea's 3-0 win away at Leeds. Is Lukaku the guy now? Is he the guy? And Koulibaly. Apparently Chelsea are interested in signing him. So saith reporters. We're going to react to all of that. Excuse me. Please do consider dropping a like on the video, mate. Means a lot. Support that thing. And you're welcome to subscribe, of course, and join the big, growing Football Therapy family. What a wonderful community we've got built here, mate. Now, as you can see in the image behind me, Chelsea have now partnered with Whalefin. Can you see it? Can I move the chair in such a way that you can see it? Just about. Let's read about what Chelsea has to say now. This is a shirt sponsor. Chelsea will have to get a chest sponsor, a main sponsor, something that will actually have big ramifications on what our kits would look like, as well as, of course, making that sweet, sweet moolah. Let's have a look what Chelsea have said. Chelsea Football Club today announced a new partnership with Amber Group, a global leader in digital asset products and infrastructure. Digital. As part of the historic partnership, Amber Group will become the first official sleeve partner with the logo of Whalefin, the company's flagship digital asset platform, emblazoned across the kit of both men's, women's, and all the teams from the start of next season. So, of course, this is a sleeve sponsor. It's going to go across the shoulder. It will be replacing Hyundai, who Chelsea sort of... I was going to make a good, funny joke about coming out in the wash, because it's, you know, a sponsor on a shirt and what's happened recently, but I just don't have the mental capacity to do that. So let's read on. As the first digital asset partner for Chelsea Football Club. So, pause. Digital asset, is this like cryptocurrency, man? I know I'm a bit of a boomer, but that's what it sounds like. I'm also losing a bit of focus on the camera there. Amber Group will introduce football fans around the world, built with the deep expertise that Amber Group have developed, serving both institutional and digital and retail digital assets. I guess so. Whalefin is an all-in-one platform and serves a gateway to crypto finance for everyone. Boom, mic drop, it's crypto, but this is all over the gaff, innit? With the Premier League big teams at the moment. Indeed, other big teams from around world football. It's just where we're at. There's already, was it Watford? I swear there was another team or two that had like shirt sleeves, cryptocurrency. I've got no problem with it. It's where we're going. It's kind of got a cool, I kind of like the logo, the Whalefin logo. Can I just move out the way? As you can see there, it's a whale, and my head's been knocked out the screen. I like it. Why not? Big up Whalefin. Of course, at this point now, Chelsea will need to... Also, the company has most recently announced collaborations with whale and dolphin conservation. I was going to say conversation. They started talking to whales, mate. And Moss Earth. And is expected to broaden its support of sustainability initiatives globally. This is actually interesting, because, of course, partner or part owner, very small portion owner of this new consortium is Hans-Jörg Wyss, who is like a philanthropist guy who's trying to plant trees and save the earth. Yes, people were annoyed with Hans-Jörg Wyss's comments about, you know, not massively being into football and not liking Abramovich, but ultimately this is a good thing. Look, whale and dolphin conservation, not to be, you know, mistaken with conversation, but of course it's nice to talk, and Moss Earth, this is all good things. So I'm not going to read the comments. You can go from, you know, Guy Lawrence or whatever, go check that out on the Chelsea website if you so wish. But yeah, man, that's good. So, sponsor done. Who knows what's going to happen in terms of the chess sponsor? It's told that, or speculated that Todd Bowley might be looking for an American sponsor, you know, I tweeted out about like we're gonna have Wendy's across our shirt or something like that. Do comment down below who you'd like as a sponsor, like have a bit of fun with it. Why not? You know, who's going to sponsor Chelsea? A big American company, hopefully bring a lot of money. The Americans are trying to get into the Premier League and get that market. Todd Boehly was interviewed talking about how it's such a unique market in America at the moment because they've got that time slot in the morning that dominates, essentially. There's no confliction with other sports. And, the quality in the Premier League is immense. The money, of course, is immense. So, yeah, the sponsors will try and get in as well. Shout out to my boy Cy Phillips at Cy Phillips Sport that's giving us the lowdown on Koulibaly. Of course, 31 next season. I think he's 30 now. 31 next season, 32 next season. So he's no spring chicken, but he's been referenced and recognised as one of the best centre-backs for years now. Of course, he's been at Napoli for years. He's been parts of different kinds of teams. I believe he must have played for Sarri. We were certainly being linked with him for years ago, so maybe since, you know, Sarri was at Chelsea. And, you know, he's just won the African Cup of Nations with Senegal, and he's got the links with Edouard Mendy. Let's see what's being said, though, by Sai here. We all know the situation here. Chelsea will definitely be losing two of their main defenders in the summer, at least. And maybe even more. I think that's probably referencing the small chance that Cesar Azpilicueta may go, and of course you could probably talk about a wing-back being a defender. We might lose a wing-back. Antonio Rudiger, not Chilwell or James, don't worry. Antonio Rudiger and Andreas Christensen have their contracts ending, and Chelsea have some work to do to replace both of them. And also, he references another link here. It's worth checking out chelsea-news.com because at least two clubs are in to sign Jorginho in the summer. That's not a story that I roadmapped to plan to talk about in today's episode of Chelsea News. Potentially we can reflect on soon. Jorginho had a good game yesterday against Leeds in the Premier League. Of course, he's sort of been a bit up and down. There's been a bit of instability and uncertainty in terms of the longevity of his Chelsea career. His agent's always touting him about for Juventus and stuff. So we'll see what happens there. There's been many names linked with the club as potential targets to come in, and one of them in particular is a name that has been mentioned many times before, a player with bags of quality and experience. According to Italian reporter Matteo Moretto, that's a very Italian name, Chelsea are in talks with the agent of Napoli. As Napoli said, Chelsea are in talks with the agent of Napoli centre-back, I should have said, Koulibaly, regarding a summer move to Stamford Bridge. I'm not going to read out his tweet in his native language, but Sai basically translates here saying, however, when you translate the tweet above, it says it will take a super offer to Napoli to let him leave. We've been here before. We've heard that before. Might be the best Chelsea look elsewhere. So Sai's saying, it might cost a lot of money. Yeah, but before, Koulibaly's, not buyout clause, but like the price they were putting on his head was redunculous. You know, around Virgil van Dijk times, and Van Dijk cost 75 million, and Van Dijk and Koulibaly were looking like the two best, most dominating, talented ball-playing centre-halves of all time. Not of all time, but currently playing the game. So, you can understand why they would have slapped a massive price on him there, but now you'd have to think it would be reduced. You'd have to think it would be different. So he's 30 years old, he's going to be 31 next season. His contract expires in 2023, so it can't be that much. It's going to be 12 months left on his deal. When he says a big price, I think they're probably going to try and get £30 million for him, although Transfermarkt is saying he's worth £40 million now. I don't think a player in his 30s with 12 months left on his deal, and bearing in mind centre-backs don't cost that much money, and he's coming from Napoli. I know they could command a little bit. I just don't think... I think personally they should listen to offers of £30 million. And if you get Koulibaly at the top level for even 3 years, surely that's worth it for Chelsea Football Club. I mean, the data would dictate he'd need to come in and immediately integrate with his teammates and, create a rapport, much in the way Thiago Silva did and had no issue. But would Koulibaly do that? Possibly. If he plays next to Thiago Silva, he could speak French. If he plays next to, Azpilicueta, he can speak French. He can certainly speak French to Edouard Mendy behind him. I think Kante's in front of him. So I know people laugh when I say stuff like that, but communication is key, especially when you're settling into a team. So, could work. I'm warming to the idea. I mean, I do like Gvardiol. I do like the idea of getting Levi Colwill back in, but if they're truly trying to replace that personality and experience in the side, maybe look no further than Koulibaly. Alright then, I want to finish and talk about Romelu Lukaku. He looked happy yesterday, didn't he? He had a smile on his face after that goal. Thomas Tuchel explained in the post-match press conference that he was going to come off, but they were asking him if he's tired. He said, look, he's played a lot of football these last couple of rounds, and he's done a lot of pressing. He did work rather hard. Does he want to come off? And he also referenced how Lukaku's a big player. He's got a big body, and when you're a big lump and you do a lot of running, you get more tired. Like, that's just science, man. And he said no, he wants to stay on and get his goal. And he stayed on and got his goal. I quite like the way, because that's quite an old school manager thing, like, go get your goal, son. Do you know what I mean? But the fact how Tuchel was like, alright, a data stats nerd like Tuchel, who wouldn't really, can't imagine would show sentiment to those kind of things, was like, go get your goal, Romelu, and man, he did, and that finish, I was so frustrated with him because he had such a good game, and I was like, he's left it too late, he's like stumbling over his feet now, do you know what I mean? And I've lost focus, so there I am, hello. And he had such a good game, and I was like, you've ruined your chance here to score this goal. And this is bloody annoying, isn't it? You've ruined your chance here to score this goal, and eventually he tidies up, he manages to do it, and he absolutely deserved that goal, man. So shout out to Big Rom, very, very happy with him. And does he start in the final? That's a big question at the moment. People are speculating. Kai Havertz has played really, really well against Liverpool in different games, especially against Liverpool. He had dropped off form. He'd been quite poor actually for a few weeks now, and then Romelu Lukaku's come back in. He's played 2 games. He played really well. I think he was man of the match in the last game against the draw against Wolves, but he scored both the goals. He won the penalty. Great finish, and he played well. And if it wasn't for Mason Mount yesterday, he probably would have had a really good shout for man of the match as well. And of course, he scored another goal. You can't drop a guy who's in that feeling. And of course, it leaves us in the position of a redemption arc. If he scores against Liverpool, if he scores another couple of goals at the end of the season, say if he reaches double digits for Premier League goals, say his goals won us the Club World Cup, which is the one trophy we hadn't won, which he did, and say he scores in the FA Cup final, that's a pretty good redemption arc, It's not necessarily like everything's forgiven, because that interview is just such a peculiar thing to happen. But he's on his way, do you know what I mean? He's on his way, and I'm here for it. Let me know what you think, though. Comment down below. I want your thoughts, feelings, emotions, and opinions down in the comment section, so please do leave those. And, yeah, man, I look forward to seeing you soon. Give me your feedback on the scene. I really like it. I might make the desk a little bit lower. Yeah, bro. Thanks for hanging out, man. See you soon. Peace.
You ain't so tough with that bad boy talk. I'ma get it how I'm living. I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines. I rap through thought. Body bag the verse. Outlined in chalk. In my life seen trouble, hustle on the double, silence on the trigger like my pick got a muzzle. Yo, chick like to guzzle, bad boy stay in trouble. I only love this paper, sorry I don't. I laugh me, baby.